American families have seen their monthly budgets gradually shrink as the cost of living has risen in recent years due to the skyrocketing price of food in the U.S. While we can postpone discretionary purchases and avoid driving altogether, necessities still increase. Given that there are only a limited number of things you can do without in order to meet your daily needs, it is practically impossible to avoid inflation. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, prices for groceries rose by 13.5% in the past year, and eating out increased by 8.6% as restaurants raised their prices to cover their own costs. Overall, the cost of food increased by 12.4% in the past year, which is the highest annual increase in 23 years. Customers are looking for deals and discounts that only manufacturers of food retailers can provide, as they try to stretch their dollars as far as possible in the face of rising food prices. In this video, we will talk about peoples will be enraged when food prices triple at the Walmart as winter approaches. But before that, please like, subscribe, and click the bell button for the latest economic updates. Now let's get started. A recent report revealed that prices are not as low as most of us would like to believe at the stores of retail behemoth Walmart, whose grocery sales account for 60% of its revenue. The results that McCall and his team discovered after crunching the numbers for the most popular foods sold at the world's largest retailer were quite startling. McCall is a financial analyst at Trading Penny. Food price increases at Walmart stores. McCall analyzed 34 grocery items in 6 different categories: fruits, vegetables, meats, beverages, and seasoning foods in cans, dairy, and eggs. The idea was to understand how consumer purchasing power in terms of purchasing groceries has changed during this time. So his team used a web archive tool to see what the prices were 2 years ago. We calculated the percentage of price increase of these 34 products and compared it with the increase in the average weekly earnings of all employees in the U.S. over that same period. According to the analysis, the retail behemoth increased the price of a package of chicken breasts by 31% over the previous 2 years, a package of 18 eggs by 126%, and a gallon of milk by 150%. The largest increase was in the dairy and egg category, with an average increase of 70%. In comparison to 2020 prices, sweet onions and a case of Pepsi each saw a sharp rise of 165%. Walmart saw an average price increase of 22% for meat and seafood, 29% for vegetables, 48% for olive oil, and 57% for tomato sauce. In a related report from J.P. Morgan retail analysts, it was discovered that Walmart increased prices the most among the top food retailers in the most recent quarter. U.S. researchers discovered that consumer purchasing power for grocery shopping decreased by almost 6% during that same time period. Pricing at Walmart. The report noted that while the official inflation rate for grocery stores increased this past quarter, the retailer's advantage over other food retailers deteriorated. Target, Kroger, and Albertsons were closely behind at about 4.5% each, followed by Walmart at 3.9%, as prices increased by 5.5% overall in the 3 months ending in September. In recent statements, the company's executive said that double-digit food inflation has hurt sales in other areas of its superstores, and will continue to do so for the rest of this year. The rising prices at Walmart stores are having a significant impact on its customers' grocery bills. Retailers typically pass along price increases imposed by food manufacturers, but in a year when big names like Kraft Heinz, JBS, Tyson Foods, and Monterey announced price increases between 30 and 70% on a wide range of products, there's only so much retailers can do. The company said earnings per share for its fiscal 2023 will fall about 11 to 13, coming in below the most recent Wall Street estimates. The recent earnings calls have only reinforced the familiar and unwelcome theme that corporations did not need to raise their prices so high on struggling families, said Kyle Herrick, the president of Accountable US, an advocacy organization. The calls inform us that businesses have exaggerated the price of their own vehicles, and then nickel and dimed customers as a result of inflation, the pandemic, and supply chain issues. Meanwhile, Walmart observed that as a result of rising food prices eating into customers' paychecks, they had to reduce their spending on other categories like clothing and electronics. The increasing levels of food and fuel inflation are affecting how customers spend. In a press release statement, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon warned that he expects even more pressure on spending through this year's holiday season and said that the company is preparing to switch some items in its daily lunch meat and dairy sections to lower cost items, since inflation may prompt more consumers to reduce their spending on premium items. According to insiders reporting, Walmart paused its internal automatic ordering system in recent weeks as boxes of unsold products piled up so high in some stores. This decision is likely related to the fact that Walmart stores are unable to sell more expensive products quickly enough. They restrict access to restrooms. According to the report, the cost of living crisis has gotten so bad that middle-class Americans are now turning to discount supermarkets. In October, about 75% of dollar store sales growth was driven by households making $100,000 or more per year, showing that even the middle class is looking for better deals, as noted by global data retail analyst Neil Saunders. He added that, because of the difficult economic climate, discount retailers are benefiting from consumers' desire for value and low prices. According to Breeze Research, rising costs have already caused 73% and 62% of American households to reduce their restaurant and grocery spending, respectively. General Store's grocery sales increased by 12% last month, reflecting the fact that many Americans are still struggling to make ends meet. However, considering that no name or low-cost food items have been experiencing some of the most pronounced price increases, buying less expensively is also not much of a solution. While food traffic increased by 20.4% at store, grocery prices at stores increased by 14.3% from 2021 and 22.5% from 2020. To make matters worse, one of the main factors contributing to food inflation is still a problem. We're hoping that the inflationary periods of the 1970s and early 1980s do not return. According to Streets analyst Jonathan Heller, when he was a young boy growing up in the 1970s, when there were shortages, we used paper lunch bags, switched to powdered milk, and waited in gas lines. Sadly, the outlook is not good, and there will be layoffs. Even the largest food charities in the United States are already feeling the effects of rising costs and increased demand. According to Katie Fitzgerald, the charity's chief operating officer, many food bank warehouses are less stocked than in recent years due to rising food prices and a decline in donations. Additionally, many food pantries report that business is at risk, with some saying it is busier than it was during the worst of the economic downturn. So, what's your takeaway from this video? Let us know in the comments section below. If you found this video thrilling, make sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.